Emily, and I recently went to Florida to go apartment shopping, and so this video is going to be my apartment shopping video looking for apartments as well as a Florida vlog. So currently I've already moved into a place and it is in fact not in Florida, but I did go apartment shopping in Florida and I filmed the whole vlog and everything, and so I'm still going to make this video of apartment shopping and looking for apartments in Florida. So first I'm just going to like take you through the whole entire trip. So first of course I had to wake up obviously, and then first thing in the morning we went to the airport. So it was probably a little bit less than an hour drive to the airport, so we drove there. And then going into the airport we hit our first struggle. The elevators near where we parked were actually closed, so we had to haul our suitcases up these stairs. So that was a very fun experience doing that. And then we finally actually got to the airport and we had a few problems with our flight, but that's not very interesting. But we did end up getting on our plane eventually, so that was great. First there was about a 30-minute flight to Houston, I believe, and then a 3-hour flight to Florida. So we got on the first plane and was only there for a little bit, and then we went into the Houston airport and got onto a different plane. And then we finally made it into Florida kind of late in the day, and then we ended up eating dinner out, which wasn't that exciting. And then we made it to the hotel, and I didn't vlog much until the next day when we went to our first apartment tour. So the first apartment I remember seemed like a pretty nice apartment. At this complex we viewed a studio and a one room. So I believe I viewed the one room first, and it had a balcony, which I actually really liked. The kitchen was fairly nice. It wasn't too exciting, but it had everything that I needed or would have needed. The bathroom was pretty basic, but it looked fine. It had everything that I would have needed in it as well. And it had a small closet next to the bathroom, which I believe it had another closet in the room, so that's great that it had multiple closets. Oh, it actually had 2 closets next to the bathroom, and then of course the balcony was kind of nice. It was fairly small, but as balconies go, I would have been glad to have had a balcony either way. So actually I believe I viewed the studio first, and so this is the studio that I'm talking about right now. So it had like a slight separation between where one possible room would be, and so I liked the separation. And then it had a nice wall also across from the window where I could have done some filming, which was something that I was looking for. So overall this apartment was fairly nice. I did like it a lot, and I believe it was fairly close to the school that I was planning on attending. So the next apartment that we went to on that same day, now we were looking at the closet of it. So it does look like it had multiple closets, and then the bathroom seems pretty basic, has everything that you need. I believe this is the 1-bedroom version of the other one. So it does have a nice window in it, and then it has another closet in the bedroom. So then the kitchen also was fine in this one, and then it also had a little balcony. And then those are the first 2 apartments, and then next we went to get food. Okay, so this next apartment I believe was further away from the school that I was planning on attending. As far as apartments go, I was looking for a place that was fairly close to the school, and I also wanted it to be in a good neighborhood. So this one was a 1-room. So it had a nice closet in the room. It also had a wall across from a window, and the bathroom was actually really cute in this one. I liked the colors of it. And then it had closets, of course, as you're seeing, which the closet looked kind of dingy, but it was a big closet. And then the kitchen in this one was also pretty cute. So overall this one had everything that I needed. The only problem was it looked slightly run down and it was further away than I would have liked. And then the next one was also a little bit further away. So this one, as we were seeing, also had a nice closet. This one looked a little bit more well kept than the other one and newly renovated. I believe it might have came with furniture, but it is shown with furniture in it. And this was another 1-room, so it had a nice window but no wall across from it. The bathroom was fine. It wasn't that exciting, but it was definitely a fine bathroom. And then it did have multiple closets, and so that was good. And then the kitchen in this one was also rather nice, and I did like the kitchen. It was a very cute kitchen, and then it also had a fairly large area to work as a living room or dining area or whatever I wanted it to be. And then it did have a lot of big windows. The only problem was it was further away than I would have liked. Okay, so this next apartment was fairly close to the other one, I believe. So the bathroom was like, part of it was kind of cute, some of it didn't look that great. It was another 1-bedroom, which I also would have preferred a studio, but I did also look at some 1-bedroom options. So this one did have a nice closet in the bedroom, and it also had a closet outside of the bedroom, so multiple closets. And then I believe the kitchen was in the middle of being repainted or something, so it did look a little funky, but the kitchen seemed like it would have been a fine kitchen. And then also it had a wall across from our window out in the living area, and And it had lots of windows near the front, which I love a place that has lots of windows, so I did really like that. And then it had like a backyard area, as many of them did have amenities. I didn't show many of them, but I showed this one. Okay, so the next one is probably one of my favorites. It was definitely the furthest away, but it was also the nicest one that we went to and the one that I loved and would have preferred to have the most. So this one was really nice. It was a few stories high. It had a lovely balcony. It had nice wood floors. The walls were painted nicely. There's honestly nothing wrong with this one. This one had a really pretty and nice kitchen, had everything that I needed. It had a nice closet near the bathroom and some other storage spaces. And then the bathroom honestly wasn't that exciting, but it had everything that I needed. And then this one also had another very large closet near the front, so that's amazing. And it had just a large balcony looking out towards the front of the area, and it was just a really nice place, nice amenities and everything. It was slightly above the budget and was like a 30-minute drive, but those are the only two things that were going against this place. So the next place I believe was another studio. This one may have been closer, at least slightly. So this one did have a really nice closet, so that was nice. And then the bathroom was pretty simple, but it was nice as well. And it had a kind of small-ish window in the bedroom, but that wasn't such a big deal. The kitchen was actually really nice in this one. I liked it. It had a little opening that looked out into the bedroom portion of it, so I liked that. Honestly, I did really like this one. I believe it was fairly close, and it had everything that I would have needed in it. It was a fine area, so there's really no problems with this one. So the next one that I visited actually was a room in a larger apartment that I would have shared with multiple roommates, and this one was the cheapest one that we found. It was very much in the budget. So right now I'm showing one of the supposed master bedrooms of it. So this one was actually really nice. It had a nice bathroom. It didn't have a tub in the bathroom, but it did have a nice bathroom. And then the room was nice as well. This one had no filming areas in it at all though, but it did have everything else that was nice. Had a nice big closet in the room, and then the smaller bedroom had a slightly smaller closet in a smaller area, and actually also had a bathroom connected to it. And then the living area of this place had a very large, nice kitchen, had a nice living room area. It was honestly a really nice place, but I wasn't in love with the idea of it, and so this one I immediately did not like as much, but it was a nice place. Okay, so next we took a little break and went to the beach. So we took a few clips of the beach. It was nearing the end of the day, so the sun was beginning to set. And the beach, as you can see in the clips, had a lot of seaweed just like strewn across the beach in large like clumps and areas and in the water and everything. So we did try to swim in the ocean, but did not end up staying for long. The water was very, very warm, which was not pleasant, and had tons of seaweed in it, so the beach honestly was kind of a letdown. And honestly, one of the reasons that I had chosen Florida to go look for apartment shopping is because I wanted to be near the beach, and Florida seemed like a nice place to be, but the beach was honestly not something that I would have enjoyed going to. So we didn't really end up going into the ocean that much because it was kind of gross to be in, but we did watch a nice sunset on the beach, or behind the beach. Next we went to a ice cream waffle cone place that made puffy egg waffles to eat with ice cream, and so that was really fun. I got a matcha waffle with matcha ice cream, and that was a very cute place. So the next one that I actually went to, I'll show right now. So this one had a nice bathroom and kind of a dingy closet, but it did have a closet next to the bathroom. And then the kitchen in this one, I remember I loved the kitchen. The kitchen was very cute. It was just its own little room, and it was fairly small, but I did like it. Had a nice window in it, and it was just a cute little kitchen. So this one was a one bedroom as well. It had a rather large bedroom with a closet in it, and so this one was a fairly nice place. It wasn't too far away, but it wasn't as close as I would have liked. Honestly, my favorite part about this one was the kitchen, and everything else was just fine. So the next one that we went to actually looked very much like the one that I just showed, but I believe it was slightly closer. So it had a nice bedroom area and a nice living room area. The kitchen wasn't as cute, but it did have a fine kitchen. And I don't think I showed much of this one, but it looked very much like the last one. Okay, so now the next one that I'm showing, I don't think was too far away. It was a one bedroom, had a nice window in the bedroom, no wall behind it. It had a very nice large closet in the bedroom. The bathroom on this one was awful. It was like a greenish yellow color throughout. Floors and walls were all the same. It was a very, very ugly bathroom. And it did have a small closet next to it. It had a nice living area, cute-ish kitchen. So everything else was fairly fine on this one. So next we saw lots of iguanas on the trip. So I found an iguana in the grass and filmed that, and then we took a little break from apartment shopping. We also went to Minchie's Froyo and got some of that, so that was nice. And then we went to the next apartment. So this was another 1-bedroom, had a nice closet in the bedroom. This one I believe had lots of closets. It had multiple ones in the bedroom as well as one out in the living-ish area and near the bathroom. So I liked the multiple closets in this one. And the bathroom was pretty fine. It wasn't that exciting. Nice closet next to the kitchen. And it also had a nice kitchen. It was kind of big, had a nice little like countertop area. And then it looked out into the living area, which had a wall across from a window. So that was good. So that one was fine, had everything that I would have needed. Next we drove more into Hollywood, Florida and went to view the last apartment that we went to. So this one was a 1-bedroom. This one was pretty cute. It had lots of character, so I did like that. So first I'm walking into the bedroom area. All of the walls were like a white, like concrete brick. It had lots of windows throughout it. So in the bedroom, it had the bathroom connected to the bedroom and the closet as well. The bathroom was pretty cute. It was really small and kind of like awkwardly shaped, but it was a cute bathroom overall. And it had a little window in the bathroom as well. And then the closet was also awkwardly shaped, but it was fine as far as closets go. And then next I'm walking immediately to the kitchen. The kitchen is the worst part about this place. The kitchen is absolutely awful. It's very, very ugly. I believe it's got everything that you would need, but it's just a very ugly kitchen. This one also had a back door that led out to the back porch area, and then it had a nice living room area. It had big doors with windows on it. At the front, lots of windows throughout. Honestly, I really did like this place. I just wasn't sure if it would be the safest, as it was kind of in the middle of nowhere with rickety doors that didn't seem to lock properly and an ugly kitchen. But it was one of the cheaper places, so I did end up liking that one. Now that was the last apartment that we went to visit, and about that day or the day after was when I decided that Florida was not the place for me, and so we stopped there. So of course we still had a few more days in Florida, so we just went and did some fun things. So let's go through some of the more things that I did in Florida. So of course if you go to South Florida, then you have to go to the Everglades, and so we went there. We had a little bit of time to look around their little animal exhibit area where they had some alligators and other creatures and stuff. But I did film the whole trip, and we went airboating through the Everglades. It was like a 30-minute trip or something, I think. And so we just soared through the water and the grass and stuff. So I filmed part of that. And then we went to a boba place and got some tea. It was really gross, but I guess kind of a fun thing to do. I ended up getting like cheese foam, I think it was. I had no idea what it was. I wanted to try it. I tried it. It was gross. So anyways, that was a gross little adventure. And then I believe it was on the last day, we were planning on going snorkeling in the Florida Keys, and so we took like a 2-hour trip there, and I ended up buying a GoPro on the way because I figured it'd be nice to film a snorkeling trip, and I would like to have a GoPro around for any other water adventures that I would come across so that I could film those. So I bought a GoPro and ended up using that for part of the trip, but it ended up being not a very great trip. The place that we went to snorkel in was literally awful. It smelled gross. It was gross. You had to walk through like piles of gunk and algae and seaweed just to get into the water. The water was dark and murky. It just wasn't fun at all. So I didn't end up staying in for that much. We didn't see anything exciting in the water, so you'll get some murky shots of green water and then some other things that I filmed with that camera. And then we went to a chocolate place, and then we went back to the hotel, and that was it for the whole entire trip. Okay, so that would have been my whole Florida trip. Honestly, it wasn't the greatest trip, and part of me feels like we went there for no reason, seeing as I didn't decide to move there, and the trip wasn't even that much of a vacation, so it couldn't even be considered that. But despite all being said, I'm glad that I decided against Florida. It definitely was not the place for me. I just figured it would have been an alternative to LA because LA seemed to not be possible at the time, but seeing as I'm literally living in Los Angeles right now, clearly that was overlooked. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed the whole apartment thing. I should have an apartment house like room tour thing coming up eventually, so that should happen. Also, I'm doing lots of vlogs here. I'm also doing a road trip video, so that's going to be the next video out here, so be looking forward to that. And I'll be posting twice a week, every week for as long as I possibly can. Anyways, make sure to subscribe by hitting the button below or the icon on the bottom corner of the screen if you're using a computer. Don't make sure to check out some of my other videos. I have some other moving out and just fun videos on my channel. Go check them out. Like this video if you liked it, and I'll make sure to see y'all next time. Bye!